Hello, teacher. The movie that we saw is Get the Gringo. The movie is about the gringo, a man whose real name we don't know during the movie. He is a criminal and he is told about $2 million in the USA, but because certain circumstances, he is jailed in a Mexican prison called El Pueblito, which is ruled by a criminal called Javi and his family. The main problem in the movie is that Frank, the man whom the gringo stole the money at the beginning of the movie, wants his money back. Also, the gringo meets a Mexican woman and her kid in prison who become important for him. Talking about another movies which portrays Mexican in a different way, we select Coco, which is an animated movie that portrays maybe the most widely known Mexican tradition, which is El Día de los Muertos. The movie shows very small details about the tradition, but these details are important too. Also, it presents the importance of the family and rancheras music for Mexican culture. And finally, the movie shows small and traditional Mexican towns in which you can see mostly the tradition. Finally, talking about our opinion about Mexicans in Hollywood movies, we think that Hollywood presents a bad image of not only Mexicans but Latinos in general, which is an image of violent and corrupt people. Also, we can see, on the other hand, the image of the eternal illegal immigrant in the USA. We never see a Mexican in the role of a successful businessman because it is a role for Americans, not for Mexicans. And talking about Mexico itself, it is portrayed like a big desert with small and poor houses, which is not true. If you go to big cities in Mexico, we can see beautiful and modern buildings, fancy cars, technology. So, although the image that Hollywood present, it is a part of Mexico. It is not the only face of Mexico. Thank you very much.
I want to start by talking about the characters. However, I want to clarify that I don't have so much time, so I'm going to try to talk about only about five characters. I consider that the first one is like the most important, of course, because he's the main character. A main character, he's called Richard Johnson in the movie, but he's played by Mel Gibson. He's the gringo. He's like the hero of the movie. Talking about the rest of the characters, I want to mention this character called Javi, who is like the most important person in the prison. He is like the leader of the bad guys in the place, so he has the power in there. Um, about the kid is called Kevin Hernandez, and he's very important because he has a very precious liver, and so for that reason he's in danger all the time during the movie. Talking about his mom, she's called Dolores Hernandez, and I love that character because she was super brave and she fight against these bad guys. Also, we have to El Caracas, who was Javi's brother. He was like important in the movie. He was very present during the movie. Talking about how Latinos were portrayed, I consider there's a lot of things that we can mention, but actually, I want to mention only like 5 things. The first one is that they are super religious. The second one, they are very intelligent because they know how to speak in English. For me, that was a surprise because normally you can find that in other movies they are portrayed like full people or people who don't know how to speak in English. Okay, what else? They are super colorful, they are good dancers, and they are very noisy. They are like the things that they showed during the movie. Okay, what else? Look about the location. Well, for me, it was super interesting. I mean, the idea of a prison like that one. I mean, that was crazy because normally you think that a prison is a very safe place, or not safe but with a lot of security, but actually in the movie that was like a little town in which criminals could do whatever they want to. So that was crazy. Actually, I made a little research about it, the topic, and I found that El Pueblito, what is the name of the place in the movie, had an official name, which was La Mesa. La Mesa. And in 2002, the president of that year, Vicente Fox, raised and evacuated I'm sorry, all the prison because of the problems with the mafia and the criminals. So, well, we don't have that prison in nowadays, but that existed before. So for me, that was crazy. Okay, so that was like the movie. I really like it, but I continue disapproving the idea of these Latinos who are bad people. I mean, we are not bad people. I consider we are good people. Of course, as in every place, you can find bad and good people. But in those movies from Hollywood, you can find people who are bad and bad and bad, only bad people from this country. For these countries. So, well, I really like it because it was super entertaining. But also, I don't agree with uh, the the image that they show about Latinos. And that's it. Thank